All right.
And polish and perfumes and hairsprays and cosmetics.
Good evening, Dr. Bethay. We're beginning to record for SP Detox Class. And forget about the camera, guys. We're going to just have a good time here, get all the information we need. And if you have any questions as we're going along, that's why we're here. All right? Has anybody here done a detox before?
Yes.
Very good. You haven't yet. Why do you think we need to do a detox? What are some of the reasons we should possibly do a detox for those guys who have done a detox? Why would you do a detox?
Hit the reset button on organ function.
Absolutely do a reset on organ function. That's an experienced person talking when they're talking about organ function. But yes, reset on the organ function. And what is another reason we could have for doing a detox? For weight loss. Any more help over here on why we could do a detox?
What was the question?
Why should we do a detox from time to time?
Just to allow our bodies to restart and flush out toxins.
Very true. What are some of the toxins we're talking about that we need to flush out of our bodies?
Alcohol.
Very good. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at the fact that she started at alcohol, but that is just the reality of life. And my special friend out there, that we have a running joke, no, I haven't had any alcohol in a while, and that's not why I'm doing the detox, so let's move on. But yes, alcohol. What else?
Red meat.
Red meat.
Fried food.
Fried foods. Perfumes, that's why you have the questions on there. Perfumes have dyes and fragrances and this kind of stuff.
Right.
What other stuff? The stuff we cook with, meaning if we've been cooking in the wrong oils, and also the stuff that's in our house that we're using to wash our clothes with, ammonia, bleach, we're on that stuff all the time. Also in our bodies, for example, our teeth. Those of us that have dental fillings, the fillings are a lot of times leaking into our bodies. The fillings, especially the metal ones from back in the day when they didn't do the amalgam, those are leaking into our bodies on a steady basis. I even had a lady come in here once and her joints were hurting because of a high copper level. And it was because she had gotten shot by a bullet, and based on where the bullet was, they couldn't remove the bullet because it was too close to an organ. So she had to keep it in. All we did was a metal detox on her and all her joint pains went away. So this is gonna help to do a lot of detoxing of just stuff that's in our environment on a regular basis. Cars, the exhausts that we're around all the time. A lot of us that love seafood, which was one of the biggest culprits in our society. Seafood wise. Shrimp. But honestly, a lot of our seafoods now are filled with mercury because the waters are toxic. So there's just a lot of toxins around us that are causing us to get our bodies to get an overload of it. Like you said, also we may do it for weight loss because we're eating too many fried foods, and even worse than the foods, I think we're drinking a lot of our calories versus eating our calories. And we're doing a lot of sodas and juices, and it's not the juice like, it's not like getting a lemon and squeezing it, it's out of the bottles, right? What are some of the toxins that we're not even thinking about, but that are around us all the time? It's in the sugar. It's in our sugar. And guess what? Did you know the sugar, like the white sugar that we're eating all the time, it's processed out. There's nothing wrong with sugar. A lot of people say sugar is a bad thing. Sugar is only bad when there are no nutrients in it. And the white sugar that we're eating all the time actually has no nutrients, and that's the problem. But your body reads it as if it's real sugar, and when it does that, it overloads the body. So that's one of the toxins too that's very high in our society. If we had gotten the sugar in its main form, say plain cane sugar, then we'd be at a better place. But the white sugar has no nutrients, but the body reads it as it's sugar. and so it processes it through the body as if it was sugar. What we're doing here that's a little different than what we've done before is what is known as a metabolic detox. And it's called a metabolic detox because we want to pull the toxins out, and then we want to neutralize them, and then we want the body to push them out. Now, because of that, there are actually 3 phases to the detox, and it's done differently than the previous detoxes we've done in here before. And we're happy about it because we have done the what I consider tougher than this detox. In this one, we're gonna do a couple days at doing 1 shake a day, then we're gonna ramp up to 2 shakes, and then we're gonna do 2 weeks at 3 shakes per day. And we're gonna ramp back down to about 2 or 3 days at 2 shakes, and then down to 1. That's because in phase 1, which is the first phase, the toxins are actually fat soluble. So they're in our bodies and in our fat cells. And what we need to do in that first phase is to grab them. And in phase 2, we're gonna have them neutralized. And in between 2 and 3 is when you're gonna have them turn from fat solubles into water soluble. And then body just pushes it out. So it's a little bit different than we've done before, but I'm excited because everything now for a change is in 1 container. Before this, we have done pills, but we were soldiers. We weren't, we were good about it. We took our sodas and did what we had to do. So we weren't weak of mind is really what that boils down, because our minds had to be strong. Plus, in that first detox, we had to do 10 days no meat. This detox, they just say, watch it, make sure you're eating your lean meats, meaning lean chicken, lean fish, as I said, your lean meat. So therefore, you're not doing this thing where, oh, no meats for 10 days. No, me personally, I'm not a big meat fan, so I'd probably not do meats for a couple days just because I can. Now, in order to substitute, if you choose not to do meats, what we usually do is lentils or brown rice for our substitute as far as rather than using the actual meats. I have 3 samples here of the different lentils that are actually high in protein, and it's gonna replace the protein from the meats if you choose not to do meats. Now in the book, which I have 1 copy here, but in the book it's gonna show you how much protein you should have per your body weight per day. And it tells you that the shakes actually have 17 grams per shake. So as you ramp up on your shakes, we're gonna be able to back off on the amount of proteins you need to take in on a regular basis. All right? Any questions so far?
Is a shake 1 or 2 scoops?
2 scoops. 2. And what we're gonna do tonight before we leave, we're gonna actually make a shake so everybody can taste it, and I'm gonna, you're so happy about it.
It tastes better.
I'm gonna tell you honestly, if it didn't taste good, I'd tell you it didn't, but actually this one is more than bearable. And when I'm finished making it, if it doesn't taste good, I know you'll tell me. If it doesn't taste good, you let me know, because I can fix it to make it taste good.
Okay.
All right? Sounds like a plan?
Sounds like a
Sounds like a
plan.
plan. All right. Now, what I'd like to also watch out for is folks that are diabetics. If you decide to do the cleanse and you want to watch your blood sugar, we've actually had people do the cleanse who are diabetics and their blood sugar has actually come back to full normal. So watch your mood if you're a diabetic. If you're a diabetic, what you may find is that you get a little more angry. That would be a good time to check your blood sugar to make sure that it hasn't just rebalanced and now you're taking too much insulin. All right? One of the things to also watch out for if you're a diabetic is while you're doing the cleanse, if you're trying to get your blood sugar to rebalance, don't take too many fruits in, because fruits are, even though they're good for you, some of them are high glycemic. The 4 that I can think of that are highest on the glycemic index, meaning the ones that are going to shoot your blood sugar up, gonna be bananas, melons, like watermelon, grapes. No, not strawberries. Those are the,
Pineapple.
no, it's those three that I can think of right now.
Pineapple?
Mm-mm.
It's
It's a berry. But those three I can remember, and I know a lot of folks that are diabetics, those are the three they love. Bananas, grapes, and watermelon. And those, like I said, are three of the sweetest ones, and they shoot that blood sugar way up. So if you're making your shakes, which you can make it with fruit, just watch the amount of fruit. You don't have to even put fruits in there. You just have to just put water if you choose. Just water, shake it up, take your shake, and you're good. All right? Now, one of the things to
But if I
also,
do a shake in the morning, is that supposed to be breakfast?
it can be because it actually has 17 grams of protein in it. But I personally would do that and just maybe a little oatmeal or something as well on the side. Just to make sure. The one thing you don't want to do is have your protein low. Because if your protein goes low, what are you going to look for? You're going to look for something to grab quickly just to eat. So in the book, it actually has a section where it shows that based on your weight, how much protein you're going to need per day. And rather than having cravings, I would recommend trying to stick to that. So that way you're not craving for proteins or craving for foods, because that's going to help to cut your cravings if your protein is up. Now, a lot of us do a lot of processed foods like pastas and breads. Again, if you want to do this for weight loss, we just talked about diabetics. If you want to do this for weight loss, what you want to do is you want to watch your grain intake. So what are some of the grains that we eat on a regular basis? Oatmeal is a grain, but you can have it. Yeah, if you're not looking for weight loss, you can have it.
Okay.
But if you're looking for weight loss, I'd say not that you can't have it, but watch how much you're having. Watch your grains. The grains to watch for that are primarily around us are wheat, corn. Quinoa is one that's now more popular.
Good one though too.
It's a good one, but what I'm saying is they're all good and you can have them. Nobody's taking them off your diet for the cleanse. But if you're trying to lose weight, you want to cut down on your grains because those are bulky in your system, going to be bulky in your system. Yeah.
Oh, before we couldn't have any of those.
No, before we were doing the other one, the other cleanse, the grains were to a minimal because they were trying to make sure that if you were allergic to certain things that we were eliminating them in your diet. But this one, like I said, is a little bit different. Now, another thing that is high in sugar that we don't think about is potatoes, meaning the white potatoes. So I want you guys to get a little more conscious about the white potatoes. They convert to sugar really fast, and that again, that can shoot your blood sugar up, and they also tend to cause joint pain. A lot of folks that I actually take off, even while we're doing chiropractic, if I just pull them off their white potatoes, joint pains and a lot of stuff just go. Plus, French fries are so easy to reach for out there. It's just a common mistake that a lot of folks make. So, rather than using the white potatoes, do your sweet potatoes. Do your yuca fries. Anybody in here ever tried a yuca fry? Ever heard of a yuca fry? Oh no, y'all need to go visit some Spanish people. Y'all need to go make some Spanish friends. Yuca fries. Okay. See, I've become an expert at making yuca fries because yuca is a root that comes out of the ground. I usually have like some of those roots. This is a root. This itself is a root as well. It's another root. This is one known as name. This is a white name. So the yuca is going to have this kind of color on the outside as well if you go to Publix or one of the supermarkets to pick it up. Now, I'm a cheater. I'm not trying to make my life any harder or work harder just to do this cleanse. So even with the yuca, you can get it frozen, where it's already peeled and you just see the white part, so you're not dealing with this. All you do is you take the yuca, dump it in some hot water with some salt, make it boil for a little while until it's soft, chop it up, drop it in a frying pan, you got your French fries.
What does that taste like?
It tastes good. I used to actually do. We used to do classes in here where folks would come and taste. We would do folks would, when they're doing the cleanse, they do different things at their house. So try this. Spaghetti squash. Anybody had a spaghetti squash before? Boom. So now you're not using the regular spaghetti, right? You've eliminated that out of your diet. So that's one of the things you can use. Like this, I'll use rather than using the potatoes. So I'll peel it, drop it in the pot just like you would the yuca fries, with some salt, and then mash it like you would potatoes with some butter. Because you're allowed butter on the diet, on this cleanse, on this detox. So mash it. You're good.
Grass-fed butter?
Yes, preferably. Organic is good. What else do we have here? My biggest, they used to tease me back in the day, and I guess they still do. I am the sugar police, okay? So I am watching out for that white sugar. So when I take something away from you like sugar that most people are addicted to, it would be asking you to fail if I say, don't have any sugar. Am I right? And I'm not gonna set you up for failure. So, it came in today because I had it ordered. Sugar options, rather than using the white sugar or even the cane sugar, because we're getting allergic to the cane sugar because there's too much in our environment as well. Vanna White time. This is coconut crystals. See, this one's nodding her head because we have just replaced our sugar with this coconut crystals, to say the least, and it does taste good, and it has a brown color, just like that. She makes her oatmeal with it, so that just was supposed to tell you, this is good stuff right here. This is monk fruit. So this is another sugar and it's from the monk plant, monk fruit, so it's just a fruit that they've dried out. Now you have that for sugar, and this one is sweet too. As a matter of fact, this one,
I'm either one of them. I remember. Well, I think I've seen monk food in the store, but not
the coconut crystals. Actually, even Walmart carries it, but just not this brand.
Okay.
And I prefer this brand, so I'll pay a little bit more for it because this comes from a certain part of the coconut, and that I prefer. But you can get this one in Whole Foods, but even Walmart carries a brand of the coconut crystals. And the monk fruit, like you said, you can find that in sometimes maybe in Publix. You want to see this one?
I think I remember that.
And then we have the stevia, which is more commonly known. Am I correct? Most people have heard about the stevia. Right. Is anybody in here using Splenda or any of those sweeteners?
I'm allergic.
Yay! You're actually allergic to it? That's a very good thing.
So I have to read everything. Circulose,
to make sure it's not in there.
Circulose,
yeah, that's actually a very good thing. A lot of folks use that as a sugar substitute rather than the regular sugar. And I'm gonna tell you, that's one of the worst things you can possibly do to yourself. It actually breaks your body down just about immediately.
Had me in the emergency room twice. So yeah.
What I was gonna do is, because I expected some folks to be really making up their faces when I say get rid of your white sugar, but you guys have been good about it. I'm gonna actually still do it with you, Miss Jenkins. I'm gonna have you come up here, and we're gonna put some. We're gonna actually put some Splenda in your hand, and we're gonna see your body just get weak right in front of us with this Splenda. Not right now. But I'll put you on blast. Here we have some information just on the stevia. As a matter of fact, the stevia, if you're a diabetic, it actually doesn't raise your blood sugar. It doesn't affect your blood sugar. So that's part of the reason why you'll see it being used a lot. And I believe it's the same with the monk sugar, where it doesn't actually affect your diabetic. It says so. Pass it on so that everybody can have a copy. I'll start this on this side. And we got the sugars down. And for the folks that also need information on the glycemic stuff, meaning blood sugar stuff. I'm gonna pass that around this side. Sometimes folks say it's more, they think it's too expensive to eat properly. And I'm gonna tell you, it's too expensive to not eat properly. And like, for example, doing this cleanse, I don't find that it's gonna be any more expensive than how I was eating. And because of that is why I brought certain things. For example, this here, spring mix, here, Vanna White pose again. This was only $4 in a Costco or a Sam's Club. So find somebody with one of those cards and go in there and get this. This will serve what? Probably at least a week. Get some cucumbers, tomatoes, and you're good. You're set as far as your salads, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here are your lentils, and this 2-pound lentil was $2.99 in the Indian store. You just have to know where to go to buy it. The Indian store, this is only $2.99. Now, so that is 2 for $6, right? Or 269, I can't count. The lentil, like I said, can be used as a substitute protein, and what I do with it when it's cleanse time, soak it, because you don't want it to be too gassy. Soak it in with a little baking soda overnight, and then what it's going to do is it's going to swell because it's going to absorb a lot of the water. Drain it off, wash it off, put it in some fresh water with a little bit of salt, and let it, before you know it, it cooks probably in about 10 to 15 minutes. And you can also cook it in chicken broth or vegetable broth or some type of broth. You got some soup. Season it and you've got some soup, right? What I do sometimes, I may add vegetables to it just to mix the flavor up or mix the taste up. And if you are not even fancy about cooking, ta-da! Ready-made lentils. Got the ready-made stuff that you can find. Sometimes I think even in Walmart. I know they have it in bulk in like Costco. So for he who is busy and doesn't want to stop to cook and wants to stick it in the microwave, boom. We also recommend you use some of the better oils. Yes, ma'am.
I know the first one, well, the other one said no peas. Right.
You can have your peas. Peas is another one where it's more bulkier than the lentils. So if you're looking for weight loss, watch how much peas you have, because it just has more oomph to it. Now, salt. A lot of folks think salt is the cause for high blood pressure. I am here to break it to you. That is not the case. Does anybody doubt me? What do you think is the cause for high blood pressure? Did somebody say stress?
Stress.
Well, yeah. This is true, but a food source for high blood pressure, and it's not salt. You can't say it. She already knew the answer. She knew he wasn't supposed to say it, Miss Norton. But it's okay. We'll let her get that one. But honestly, the sugar companies paid off the researchers to say that it is salt. Salt is not your culprit, it is sugar. Everyone that comes in here with a problem where their blood pressure has shot up, it's because over the weekend or at some point they've just gone and they've just had steak, potatoes, and maybe a soda or an iced tea. And then dessert. That was, if it was steak, that's your sweetest meat. So there goes the blood sugar. Potatoes, I just told you that breaks down real fast the sugar. Boom. Then you have your drink. Boom. If you got dessert, you might have a coronary, is all I gotta say. So just be aware, now that you were aware, right? Now, this is salt, this is Himalayan salt, and this is not also, like I said, like the other salt, it's really not gonna affect your blood pressure. And not only that, the Himalayan salt has a lot of trace nutrients or minerals in it, so it's actually good for you. And I could sit there and just list the amount of nutrients there are in this Himalayan salt, but it's actually good for you. You can buy these pretty much anywhere. This one has a grinder on it. You just grind some in your food and keep it moving. And as a matter of fact, as you're using this is actually doing something of a detox on you as well. All right. 2 of the oils, well, there are a lot of oils that you can use that you're going to see in the book, but 2 of them that I use, and one of them that Dr. Buffet has gotten addicted to, is this coconut oil. And it's usually in a harder, if it gets cold, it'll just harden back up. So it's been a little bit warm, so it's more liquidy, and it's a sweet oil. It can be used for frying. That's why when I say, you probably looked at me when I said fry, you can actually fry in this.
Yeah, I fried in coconut oil.
Yeah, and it's so therefore you get the nice flavor, and you're not using a bad oil to fry in. So I am not a component of stop frying. That's up to you, but I just find the right oils to fry in and to cook in, and then I'm more comfortable. Our bodies actually need oil because the one thing that our body doesn't tend to hold is oils. So we are continually having to replenish the body. Olive oil. Now mind you, this is not what's in here, but this is a container that I brought. All right. This is apple cider vinegar, and it's good to use on your salads. Mix it with a little oil. You put a little stevia for taste, or they have good recipes in the book for making like a shake salad with this oil, or red vinegar oil. What is it called? Red vinegar? Red wine? Balsamic vinegar, that kind of stuff. And I get carried away. That's why I have to watch my fruits when I'm doing the cleanse, because I just use my fruits as a sweetener. Rather than using a sweetener, I'll just do this and put like a half a mango in with this, and that's my salad dressing. Yeah. So I have to be careful when it comes to that, because I know I'm guilty there.
What about rice vinegar?
It's not bad. It's a vinegar. Vinegar also helps to bring the body's pH back into balance. That's why that's always a good thing as well. Vinegar and lemons tend to do that. Any questions? Water intake. As we're doing the cleanse, what we're going to need to do is make sure we're getting at least how much water in our body. Anybody have any ideas? Huh?
64 ounces.
Very good, depending on your weight. We need half our body weight in ounces as we're going through the cleanse, and that's what we're supposed to be doing anyway. So like me, I know I'm gonna need maybe this much. So what I do every day, I pull out that much every day, put it in a bottle, a bigger bottle, and make sure I'm finishing that all day, and I'm good. So that way I'm not even, did I finish? Did I get enough? No, just pour it out, or put those bottles out so you can have the access and you can see right away, did I get it done? Not only that, if you tend to just love food, and most of us do, if you drink one of these before, it's like 20 minutes before you really get hungry, it's gonna cut the amount of food you're gonna desire. So if you're doing it for weight loss, just make sure you're getting your water in, because that helps as well.
Because sometimes we're actually thirsty and not hungry.
Mm-hmm. Any coffee lovers in here?
Nobody's gonna say anything.
Well, I didn't see any other hands go up, but I saw heads turn.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna take your coffee away from you.
I need to.
But listen, this is what I'm gonna tell you.
But I don't have to have sugar. I can just
You
drink.
can just drink it black.
Yeah. Or
I'm
a
gonna try
little
to-
half and half.
The thing with that is, back off on the coffee some if you can, because it can be a toxin as well. But a lot of times when folks back off on the coffee, what happens is they can get like the migraine from, or headache from the withdrawal. So, rather than the coffee, start shifting to green tea. Because look at the face. Because the green tea has the caffeine in it.
I tried that.
You
But
tried
the way
that?
my stomach set up first thing in the morning
Yeah.
with that green tea.
But you'll take the coffee without a problem.
Yeah, to take the coffee, but that green tea, ooh, it's rough.
Really?
I tried it.
Wow. I've heard chicory has the flavor of coffee. You ever heard of chicory? Folks who have tried detoxing before and trying to get off the coffee have actually used this chicory as a root.
Come on, let's go.
I think my problem is the different flavored creamers. That's my
Really?
problem.
Is the
Without
creamers
the
you-
creamer,
You don't even
I
want the
probably
coffee?
wouldn't even. So I know it goes back to the sugar for me.
Yeah.
So,
Oh wow.
yeah,
Well, look
so.
at that. The truth
But I
is just
like her.
releasing
I've
her.
tried green tea, but
You don't like the green tea?
it's like you gotta.
Do you like any tea?
I do. I like sweet tea, but it's not, of course, once again, the sugar.
But this-
the green tea, I've
I like
tried
green tea
cold.
with the honey and lemon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've tried
But
like that.
first thing in the morning, it's like,
It can't. It upsets your stomach.
Yeah. I get it.
I'll figure you out. I'm gonna figure you out.
And hot.
yeah, that's the only way I do green tea. But if I come home in the evening and drink it, I'm good.
You're good. Your stomach can't. You know what that tells me? Thank you for opening that up. That tells me that something's going on either in the stomach here or more than likely your gallbladder is blocked up. A lot of folks that have their gallbladder blocked up can't process certain things in the morning food-wise. So as we're doing this cleanse, guess what's gonna happen? The toxins that are in the gallbladder, those are gonna go out as well. Your body, your digestive system to be able to digest stuff is gonna get better. Because the main organ of detox is right over here, it's the liver, and the thing closest to it is the gallbladder, which sits right up under it. So as we clean this gets cleaned, and then after that, and the rest of the body gets flushed. All right? Here's something else you can use. It's, for those folks who are watching and know what this is, I know it's a beat up one, but leave me alone. It's the best I could do. This is a plantain, right? This can be used, this can be boiled, fried, baked, and again, it's a substitute to eating your pasta and rice stuff. Again, it's something that's more so coming from the plant and the ground, all right? And it's sweet, and if you need a sweet fix, that's me, I gotta have a sweet fix. If you're a snacker where you need to have snacks, what we've done is the plantain chips. We've done yucca chips. We've done Terra chips, which has again the yucca, that kind of stuff in it, the sweet potatoes in it in chips form.
I'm
So-
addicted to those.
Yeah. So my thing is, in the previous cleanse, we couldn't do nuts, and I'm a nut addict. So I had to have something to crunch, so I had to get the chips. But even, like I said, I'll be good this time. I'm still gonna leave the nuts alone, because everybody has their fixed thing. Yours is caffeine, mine is nuts. I'm just being honest, okay? I'm gonna pick on you now, Miss Jenkins.
I just can't get away from it. I've tried to get away from Ebony. I think she must have playing a bug in there, didn't it?
Organ in our body is the skin. And so therefore, think about it, the skin is exposed to everything that's around us all the time. And the closer something gets to us here, or we hold something that's affecting the skin, then what happens is it's gonna weaken our body. So I'm just gonna show in a demonstration how the Splenda stuff actually is going to weaken her body. She's gonna show me a strong hand first, and then I'm gonna leave that stuff in her hand for a few minutes, and then her hand's gonna just be weak, because that's just, you would just probably die in here, so we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to die. Come on up for me, Ms. Jenkins. That's why I'm using her, because I don't want you, I don't want
I
you.
appreciate that.
We have a meeting to go to, remember? About our caffeine.
All right, I'm gonna stand behind you.
Where do you
Right
break?
here.
Okay.
Yeah. Straight arm out. Now push up into my hand. Good. Nice and strong. Are you telling the truth? Okay. Hold on to that.
This hand.
Yeah. And let's hold a conversation while you're holding that. Now, as far as exercise, if you haven't been exercising before, I don't want you going out there to start running because I don't want anybody fainting on me or anything, all right? So I'm gonna recommend, if you can, get about 10,000 steps each day. And preferably, if you're not working night shift, after work, so that way you're relaxed and you're in your zen place where you're like, if you're a runner, then keep running. You see, but don't be starting something new now that your body's not used to. And then when you start detoxing, some of us are gonna get tired and we're gonna get moody and all this stuff. The toxins sometimes even come out of your skin because, like I said, the skin is our largest organ. So because of that, the toxins may actually be coming through. Don't call me panicking. I just warned you that it might come through your skin because it's got to come out some kind of way. Am I right? It's not going to kill you. Your skin's going to get back good, but it has to get the stuff out. Don't be looking at me like that.
I mean, does it stink?
It's not going to stink. It might. It might. It depends on what type of. But
No, it's not. Oh, it might.
meaning it all depends on the level of toxicity in your body. If your body needs to get rid of toxins and you go like that, I mean, that is toxic stuff.
Yes.
Am I right? It's not because of anything you did, it's because there's toxins in your body. We're not supposed to be smelling. Right? All right, come on. Come on, my guinea pig. Now let's see what happens. Nice strong hand, let's see. Keep it up, why don't you? Why are you struggling? See?
Okay.
Is she, are you doing this for real?
Yeah, for real.
Are you struggling?
I'm struggling with you.
Boom.
I need this more. You can trash that.
That's what it is.
No,
That's what it is.
When I was holding it, it was like it was like it's something like a warm, and I'm not lying to you. It's like a warm little rod almost was right there.
Oh wow.
But I was like, what was it? I thought at first my watch
Mm-hmm.
had hit something, but it just felt like somebody had placed like just a warm line up here when I was holding. I was like, what she put it in there? Seriously.
And that was just from like a minute of
Yeah.
holding it. So imagine what can happen to your body over a long period of time. And there's a doctor that put out a list of the different side effects of the different Splenda and Sweet and Low, headaches, migraines, female dysfunction, just name it, organ dysfunctions in the body. And that's why I said it's better to use the stuff God made. You know, because that's how we get ourselves in trouble. We step away from what should be. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually make some of the shake. Ebony's going to get the almond milk from the fridge for me. And did we get some ice from Miss Yvette?
It's crazy because his rating is 6, 7. Like that's what she likes. So she prefers almond milk in her cereal over just regular milk.
That's not a normal child.
No.
But she's not a normal child.
No.
In a good way. She knows I mean it in a good way. She's just special like her. She's special like her.
Last 9 years. That's what she'll call me, Mom, where are the milk? There's milk in the refrigerator. No.
Not that milk.
Yeah. She doesn't want it chocolate. She doesn't want vanilla. Just the regular, unsweetened almond.
So for weight loss purposes, you would use water instead of almond milk?
Yeah. But nobody's trying to lose any weight tonight.
No.
You got it.
Yes, I understand what you mean.
There's buffalo chicken slider and local shake. I ate on the way here. I wouldn't. Let me go ahead and get this in. Start fresh Monday.
That's it.
You can use almond milk. They have coconut milk out there as well that you can purchase, that you can use as well. And some other kind of milk out there, but I prefer those two. Let's see. Yeah, about 8 ounces stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah.
I was a little red before.
And I was
But it was
I
like,
got red by just holding it.
yeah, I was like, what
Look
is
at
that?
that.
First? But I never messed with that stuff. It never tasted good anyway. It always tasted like you were it was almost like it was a chemical in whatever you put it in. It just didn't, it never had a good taste. But some people will fight you over those pink packs and, and those yellow packs and the rest of
Low fat or anything like that. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, turn around.
It's got thick quick.
I'm scared what happened. Was it an instant reaction or you just you started feeling?
I normally put Splenda in my coffee, call myself cutting back like calories. And the first thing that happened was my foot swole. So I was sitting there watching TV and my foot just swole up like the clump. So I went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I said to myself, well, if I wake up and my foot's still like this, I need to go to the hospital, the emergency room, because I didn't know what was going on. So I woke up and it hit me, look at your foot. I pulled back the cover, looked at my foot had gone down.
Oh, wow.
I was like, okay. So I got up, went to the bathroom, and I was brushing my teeth. Like, something feels weird. I looked up into the mirror, the whole left side of my face. It was like Martin when he got healed. Like, my lips were so big, the shiny part inside was outside. And this whole side was just swollen, like huge. Raven wouldn't come anywhere near me. I'm like, hey, what you like? And every time I come near you? She wouldn't even go near me. So I'm like, okay. And I took some Benadryl and I waited. And I'm like, okay, if it doesn't go down with the Benadryl, going to the emergency room. I went to the emergency room, but hours later, it was still like that. And you know, they're looking at me like, are you sure? You know, nothing's happened. You don't want anything you need to tell us? I'm like, no, I'm not abused. Hadn't been abused. That's how big it was. That's how swollen it was. I mean, it was bad. Still, I didn't know.
And that was from, you were drinking it in something?
In my coffee.
You sure it wasn't the coffee?
I'm positive.
How is that?
It's not bad. I've tasted a lot.
And the thing is, you don't have to make it this thick. You know, I put ice in there. I'm sure that helped to thicken it. And I prefer my things thinner than that, so I'll probably make mine longer. And you could flavor it with mango, and they give you different options. But I'm fine with it just the way like this. And what you also get with the kit is you get a shaker. So if you're on the go, you always have this with you. You can just put some water in it. Put your scoops, shake, keep it moving, right? If there's anyone on 3 or more meds, please contact me before you start this cleanse, because we want to make sure that it's still safe for you to do the cleanse. All right? Any questions on what we need to do?
Yes. Could I have some more?
Much better.
Definitely.
I've tasted some stuff that this is nothing compared to it at all.
You say this is 17 grams of protein?
17 grams of protein. What was I going to say? Remember, as you're going along, what we're going to do is we're going to put your name on the list, and I'll be in full contact with you. Well, I'll be in contact with you every day for the 28 days. So if you have any questions, I'll be right available to you. We're going to do like a group chat. If for some reason you don't want to do the chat inside the group, you'll still know which number is mine. You'll be able to reach me. If the group gets bigger than X amount by text, then we'll just do a WhatsApp. All right, we'll probably just do a WhatsApp because it's a bigger group than I expected. So, thank you for participating. Part of getting better and changing is participation. In order to get results, you have to take action. Congratulations on taking your first step. And I say that because in life, everything is a journey. This is not, okay, let me do this for 28 days and then I am whoop-de-doo, don't have to do anything anymore. That's just not how it works. There's a lot of information that I gave you here, and I am not even trying to overwhelm you. I was telling Ebony that we had so much information, we didn't want to overwhelm you. So I told her, I said, we're only going to do this and we're going to only do this, because we want to make it as easy or as simple as possible. Once the cleanse is finished, what I'm going to have happen afterwards, we're going to have like a consulting group that we're going to do monthly, starting right after the cleanse. And it's going to be $69 a month. If you have any questions or any concerns going ahead as far as what do I need to do next once the cleanse is finished, because a lot of times when we do cleanses and we just go boom right back into our previous lives of just destroying ourselves, to say it nicely. And I can tell you that from experience of having done the cleanse over and over again, that it takes effort after the cleanse to maintain what you've done. It takes support. It takes somebody saying, accountability wise, what are you doing or what are you not doing? I'm not here to blame you or anything, but it's to try to help you to stay on the track that we're going on. Because weight loss, especially if it's for the weight loss, it does not happen overnight. So we're just cleaning the system out so then the body can say ramp up. And then let's go this way rather than that way. All right? So that's what we're going to do after the cleanse. I'm going to post it probably on Facebook too when we're finished. But definitely on my website as far as what we're going to do when we're finished with that. All right? Thank you guys for coming. Do you have any further questions? That's what I'm here for. Some of you guys are going to pick your kits up tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You good?
Sitting.
In another world. over
And
here.
we're off and ready to go next Monday. Next Monday we'll get started. And like I said, your first text will go out maybe the Sunday before the Monday, just to make sure everybody's on board. This also gives you time to go out and get any grocery stuff that you need. All right?
We'll be getting a sheet stating like if you mention 1 week, no,
It's gonna
week
be
one,
it's
it's gonna
Right in your
be
booklet.
Gotcha. Didn't know what I was